Hey everyone, Bill Parish here from GTT Audio, and welcome to the channel today. Well, today I thought I would talk about subwoofers and why I feel that they're important. You know, for a long time, subwoofers had a sort of a bad name in two-channel audio, and I see them becoming more and more popular. There's still some that don't believe that they should be there. But I disagree with that. And I think loudspeaker manufacturers disagree with that. I mean, if you look at the top 3 manufacturers in the U.S. at the uber high end, I mean, there's YG, there's Magico, and there's Wilson Audio. All 3 of them make super expensive speakers, and they all make subwoofers. So when someone sees my room and asks if the subs in here are necessary, or you get comments on YouTube about, or the AV showrooms, and are those subs necessary? I mean, that is coming from someone who's just plain ignorant. And I use that in the real sense of the word. They simply have no idea. Now, there's many people that think of a subwoofer, and rightly so, as this muddied, slow, lacking in resolution and detail boom box or boom monster. Because, and why I say rightly so, is they've heard it in the past set up entirely wrong. I mean, I can go to similar systems, and based on the room, every subwoofer has set up differently. But most important, or one of the top important factors about a subwoofer, in my opinion, and it works, is to set up the subwoofer thinking of it as a biamp speaker. Meaning biamping with your mains. It's sort of a subsat system, and most of the time, almost always, we're running the mains full range, and we're using the woofers to complement the bass. There's times where we use a crossover and and set it up that way. But what do I mean by that is, you just cannot think of, it's playing from 50 hertz and below, so the cable doesn't matter. In a high-end system, the cable matters all over the place. And if you use the same cable throughout, you're going to have the same phase throughout. And play with a subwoofer, and you can tell all about phase and how out of phase bass notes screw things up. So you want to treat it, it's okay, a subwoofer's $5,000. Let's just say there's a $5,000 sub. You don't want to put a $200 cable on it. You don't. If you have, call it a $5,000 interconnect to your main amps and a $1,500 power cord, you want that $5,000 interconnect and that $1,500 power cord on that $5,000 subwoofer. Well, some would say that's screwy, but it works. It absolutely works. You can hear it. You can feel it. What it does to the room is amazing. So in my big room where I'm sitting now, I've got these big YGXVs that, are full range speakers. They go out to, 60K down to 20K, maybe 18K. What the hell would I need a subwoofer for? So I've got 2 JL Audio Gotham subwoofers. Each one uses 2 13-inch drivers. Why would I need a subwoofer in a speaker like this? I can assure you it's not the speakers. The speakers go down to 20, or 18, whatever it is. They go down there. If YG says they go down that low, they do. And in a room 35 feet long, they can achieve that bass note. It's not my amplifiers. AudioNet rules in the bass. There's nothing that goes as deep or as detailed as AudioNet down low. So it's not AudioNet. So why would I need a subwoofer when I'm already covering everything? Well, first of all, I'm not bringing these Gothams in at 60 hertz, okay? I'm not messing with those woofers up at that level. I don't want to smear anything up, even though I would contend JL Audio doesn't do that. But where I'm bringing them in is at 25 hertz and below, 25 hertz on a 24 dB slope. So a lot of people would be like, well, you don't hear anything down there. Real instruments don't play down there. Bill must be a pipe organ freak. No, very little pipe organ played here. But what I can tell you is what it does is it sets the foundation of the room of the recording. It transports you to the recording. I listen to a whole lot of classical music that's done in a hall, and I can hear it before the music starts playing, once the needle's dropped, once the file is queued up. Before they actually start playing, right there at the cut-in, you can hear it. You can hear the pressure. You can hear the AC. You can hear the faint, but it's there, street noise. It transports you to the venue. It makes it sound real. It's really, really awesome. And I have a subwoofers with my speakers up in my studio. I've got some Fathoms, and then in the theater I've got some other Fathoms. So I use subwoofers. I love them. Now, yes, you can come in here and demo the speakers without subwoofers, but I'll tell you, they make a hell of a lot of difference. They give you that air. They give you the foundation. They give you the space. And I'm not just talking about soundstage depth, width, and height, but they transport you to the space of the venue. Things that you don't even know you hear, but they're cues that you feel and you pick up on. Last week I did a subwoofer install. The man's got a killer system. We went from 0 to a system last summer, and then we added the Kronos Pro to that system, and now we just added a pair of Fathom JL Audio Fathom 112 V2s. So I always do a pair. If you want them to truly integrate and disappear, you need a pair. Yes, you can get by with one in the center of the room. If you have one, you can't move it around. It has to be in the center. So one in the center. Two's always better though. Or two, we did them just on the outside of the speakers. Just back a tad, like at the back of the speaker on the outside. Of course, his entire system was wired with Kabbalah Sosna Sensation. So we had Kabbalah Sosna Sensation interconnects, and we had Kabbalah Sosna Sensation power cords. He's like, oh my God, Bill. The depth, the soundstage. He couldn't believe how deep it went. It was like here and it went there, or I always got to do it reverse because we're on the camera. But it was through the wall and out through the backyard. It was amazing. He said this was the single biggest upgrade he's ever done yet. Compared to some of the other stuff, it's a very relatively for the rest of the system affordable. You know, I did another one with a fellow recently. Again, two of them, and he just went nuts. I can't repeat all the things, all the explicits he said, but he thought, why wouldn't anyone do it? This is the best, cheapest upgrade anyone could do. Now, and this guy really, so I got there to install it, and he measured the cables wrong. I mean, like, significantly wrong. So we had to make do with some patch cables, some inexpensive patch cables, for lack of a better term. And, you know, the stuff, almost freebie stuff, one up from freebie. And we had that there, and for the first week or so, he was sort of ho-hum. Yeah, there's some advantages, but there's some disadvantages, and the bass is booming a little bit. And I told him, don't worry, don't worry. All that you'll get rid of the boom. You're gonna get real resolution. And then the cables showed up. Some good KS cables. And that's when he went really wild. You know, it's just like, and now it sounded like a speaker. It sounded like it sounded a part of his system as opposed to a separate bass cannon going off. So that's why I say you need to treat them like everything else in your system. Don't have them there as, you know, this, I don't know what, you know, this little bass cannon. Don't think of it as a booming box. Think of it as this is an addition to, and this is going to complement your system and give it a chance to do so. A subwoofer does pretty much the same thing as a second set of amplifiers. I mean, it's very biamping, and subwoofers, for the most part. I mean, biamping has some things that, for sure, that subwoofers can't do, and subwoofers have some things that biamping can't do. But for the most part, I would say 90%, 95%, they do the same thing if the subwoofers are set up properly. And if you're biamping properly as well. But it relaxes the speaker. It gives you more depth. It gives you more space. It gives you more ease. And it produces quicker, faster transients. I can go on and on and on about subwoofers and their advantages. But, and like I said, all the big manufacturers, speaker manufacturers, believe in them. They make the subwoofers. I'm partial to JL Audio. I think it's just a huge bang for your buck. I don't think you'll find they have incredible drivers, incredible cabinets, and incredible amplifiers in there. I don't think you'll find any subwoofer that can truly outperform them. Nothing has the performance to value ratio that they have. And man, do they play low. You know, with subwoofers also, you can have a lot of fun. You know, if you just want to have a bass day, you know, throw on the old Bella Fleck Flight of the Cosmic Hippo, and have a lot of fun. Strap in and sit back. You can throw on Beyonce's Partition, and be careful with that one. That goes down low. And you know, there's Boz Scaggs, Thanks to You. That's always a great one. It's there's so much fun that you can have. Anyway, I'm going to cut this short. Please, if you like this, please subscribe and share and comment below. And don't forget to like. We'll see you in 2 weeks.